We're always on this
platform.
platform that matters, especially.
So this is home for you.
This is home for us.
Okay. When I was reaching out and I was telling you the crux of the matter, or what we're going to be debating today, you seem to have received it with a sense of gladness. Can I know why? Is it because it's something that maybe media organs and people whose voices could amplify a lot or affect a lot of change are actually neglecting this part when it has to do with taxi drivers or commercial drivers?
Taxi sector is a very sensitive sector, especially in this our Boya, because it is the only means of transportation, since we don't have bike like the other town. So, and Boya is a melting point where it is fast developing, and many things are centered here, since it's also a headquarter. So when you told me about this news, I was so happy, because it is another opportunity to continue expressing our mind, expressing many things, and coupled with the fact that it is on this topic with Honorable Malomba, the parliamentarian for Boya Oban constituency. He's a man of people, like I will always say, because he has a soft spot for drivers, especially we taxi drivers. He's very down to earth since from the time he started his campaign into parliament.
So, do you think that he was given a lot of Codos by commercial drivers or syndicates out there for saying, okay, MP, we see what you're doing, I think this is timely, and kudos to you. We join our voices with yours to re-amplify, the course of this journey or this crusade. Do you think that the kudos and the accolades that were given would suffice, bearing in mind that this is a timely crusade, and bearing in mind that it's a very sensitive and a very essential crusade?
Yeah, I would say he deserved the kudos, he deserved the honor, deserve the respect, deserve everything, because like I said earlier, that he's a man of people. No, this is not even the first time he's going out for such good gesture, and each time he's going out, we have been accompanying him. Like he has been in Tole, he has been in Bonakanda. There are many places that he has been, and he always makes sure that we accompany him. And this one, we're very, very happy, because it was centered within us, the taxi sector. And again, it was another way to educate most of our drivers, since many people have that notion that taxi drivers are so mouthy, taxi driver, they have bad mob. So this opportunity came for us to, like, a sensitization. It also came like a new dawn, because I can tell you from that Saturday, many things has changed in our sector concerning morals towards taxi people to passengers. In between taxi people also, the morals have really been upgraded, because that campaign was something so important, so special, and so nice. And to garnish it all, the administrative authority in Boya, they were all present, and many people also gave their advice. The chiefs were there, even the Lord Mayor of Tico Council was there.
Okay, I think I will let you catch your breath a little while I turn the position of the cameras to somebody whose voice is really going to mean a lot on the show tonight. No other person than Mr. Muketa Jude, who is the Vice Divisional President of the FACO Drivers Union. Did I get that correctly?
Yeah. Once more, special greetings to all the transporters out there, and we are our town of legendary hospitality. We see what ITV has been doing a lot to accompany this sensitization program always. We've been here many times to talk about our sector. We know if Oya is a vein, then taxi is the blood that runs through.
True.
So in any case, even if you are coming to Boya for the first time, it is obvious that the first contact you have will be with the taxi driver, or you're going out, you will want to exit you. So we've been going through a lot as far as hatred or hate speech or unprofessional approach is concerned. So it was our worry, but this happened as timely. That is Honorable Malomba in a square peg in a square hole to rally us. Instead of being a crusade, it was, to me, was a workshop, a seminar, because so many people spoke about the ills of the society, the enmity that generates from hate speech, and in short, we learned to be our brother's keeper.
Okay, now this hate speech and this stop bat mob, because that was the slogan of the crusade. Do you think that this hate speech targeting commercial drivers is over magnified in Boya, or is it what happens? Is that the circumstance or the situation in other parts, of Cameroon, in other regions, or do you think the hate speech and the verbal assault is just saturated just in Boya? What do you think?
No. Boya, it's a town with so much respect, but we need the best always. Especially with the crisis that we've been through, some people have aggravated enmity among themselves in one way or the other. Even in our sector here, a colleague, they would say, sometimes they say Nyako. They start insulting because he's from the Muslim community or he's a Bororo man. It's for us or for other drivers, it's as if he's intruding. He's not part of us. Some will say Biafra, some will say Graffiti, and so on.
And that's hate speech.
Yeah, that's hate speech. You see, sometimes tension arises, most often between drivers themselves. Two drivers, maybe they have a lock ahead, a small scratch, like a normal accident that does not even have much casualty, but they'll pick on a quarrel, forgetting that they are one.
They are colleagues.
They are colleagues. And forgetting that they have the same objectives and they should be brothers keeper. So after all this exercise, after all this sensitization, after all this stop bad mob crusade, we learned a lot. We already know that the things were going wrong, but this just happened timely and met up with our heart desire, because we actually needed a medium to transmit this message, but Honorable Malombe made it easy for us, and we really do appreciate it.
Now, in your speech making, you mentioned that taxi drivers should stop hating on each other because they are colleagues, they are peers, and they form a common interest and a common fraction. Maybe to the layman watching, what is the interest of a taxi driver or a commercial driver or a transporter?
No, the taxi driver supposed to be as one because they have one objective, and in our professional ethics, we have to be the guarantor of even the passenger security. That is the orientation of the passenger, the security, even and his goods that is transporting are confined to you, even his life, because if you drive recklessly, you can end his life or even your own life. But the passenger is supposed to be a priority, but that we did not consider so much. Besides, we also have antagonism between passengers and drivers, because some passengers are very aggressive, very mouthy, very insolent. So they see taxi drivers as being a very common people in the society.
The last people.
Yeah, the last people. Meanwhile, they are the bread basket in every town. Because if there is no taxi, there is no economy.
Of course, there's no economy. Of
Yeah.
course, it's a whole economy on its own.
Exactly.
I would even want to say that is the central piece, the heartbeats of the economy, because in everything, I remember that was a few months ago, about 5 months ago or thereabout, where taxi drivers came out in their numbers, and there was this is it hold up or something, there was a strike for a day, and the DO had to come out and went down on his knees to beg them to return back plying the roads. That to show you,
Yeah.
and so many people, including myself, stressed on that day. That's to tell you that in whatever dealings that we're engaged into, we need commercial drivers. But then again, maybe you want to, tell us some of this etiquette of the profession. What is required of commercial drivers? Sometimes I think they get into a fiasco, into a combat with passengers because any common man on the streets will just go clandestinely to obtain a driver's license, get into the road, and things, and start labeling themselves taxi drivers. I think there is more to commercial driving that meets the eye. Besides knowing how to read road signs and knowing how to ply the road, you also need to understand your position as a commercial driver. Maybe your best place to tell us who a taxi driver is and what responsibility that they hold, Mr. Richard.
Well, thank you for that question. And first of all, I'd like to say, we are living in a town, a city, and
a major city for
a
that.
major city. Life in a city is far different from life in a village because there are different way of interacting with people. So before becoming just, let's say, good taxi driver, first you must first of all have that good moral. Yes, you must have passed through the driving school, because through the driving school you are being taught ethics on the road. You are being taught
human relations,
many things, and from there, because when you go to driving school, you don't just go and learn how to drive a taxi. You go to learn how to drive in a private car, other things, maybe drive in a company. So when you leave from there, now if you decide to be a taxi driver, now there are unions, taxi driver syndicate that control the sector. You come to the syndicate, get yourself registered. They identify you with an identification badge. That is why we always hold sensitization meeting on many platforms to inform the public that sometimes if you are not in the haze when you stand on the road to get a taxi, always look for a taxi that has a badge. Yeah. So in case of anything, you may
be able to recall that this is a taxi that
the person that transported me from this place to this place. So when you come to the drivers union, we have our own way we use to identify you. Once you have been identified, okay, you go to the road, and we always hold general meetings with taxi drivers all the time. Once 3 months. Every 3 months we have general meeting in the Esplanade there. So there we discuss problems, we listen to their problems. We also because every time in the office, passengers do come, the public do come. Maybe when they always have a misunderstanding with passengers, or they have their luggages forgotten in a taxi, they always come to the office. So when they come, the complaints they give, we take them down, and when we have
try to sort it out.
Yeah, when we have general meeting, we try to educate them, advise them, try to inject morals to those who do not want to have those good morals. So we try to collaborate and see that we have a good society, because we are all involved in nation building.
Talking about syndicate, which you just mentioned, do you think, or is it a status quo or a modus operandi that every commercial driver or somebody who has that appetite to ply the road as a commercial transporter must belong to a syndicate? I think that is a very sensitive question, because we have a